the jungle, like for the top side, you know, that bush there, the back side of the red. Do they have more vision there? Can they look for that dive? The other side as well. Can you get more vision on the opposing side's jungler set up for those fights? Because both teams are just set up entirely for 5v5s.
Yeah, and it's going to be Grasp versus Conqueror in the top lane. So if this is a strong counter from Evi, keeping in mind that Taco is just often abandoned in the top lane, he does go down when he faces pressure a lot of the time. As they will trade a bit. Evi gets some rage built, but won't be lasting till he gets into lane. Yeah, Taco, Rek'Sai is great for setting up ganks for his Lilia, and Taco is kind of prone to going down to these ganks. Doesn't always do the best job of getting out of there on the weak side.
When are we getting a case of carry energy? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I'm eagerly awaiting that. Vista going for exhaust.
Damn, that's weird.
Yeah, big team fight ults feels good to have an exhaust into that.
Aren't we supposed to just like forego having flash on one of our solo laners for that? Nah. No, I think very smart to just, you know what? We have a smolder. We're not really going to be pressuring our lane that hard.
Yeah.
I'll just take exhaust for those team fights.
Bang has taken cleanse just for Lilia ulti.
Yeah, and oftentimes, I mean, we saw Wako on his Zeri oftentimes just having to use it because of a Lilia. Because it's similar concept to the Renekton, right? Where at least once in this game, if not multiple times, you are going to get flash queued by the Lilia and you are going to get ulted. And so just having that cleanse there for that instance is going to feel a lot better. Because ultimately, yeah, you could take barrier, but you're going to have the Bloodthirster shield. Yeah. You're going to be completely fine in terms of that over shield, the life still coming through. So it's better to just have access to that cleanse so you don't get locked up in one shot.
Yeah, ultimately it is the last fight that matters in League of Legends, and you can be winning for 40 minutes, but get flashed on without a cleanse and just die, and it's all for nothing. As for now, Taco's got priority up here.
Yeah, and I think he will maintain priority. I think the durability of this Rek'Sai is nowhere near the same level as it was last split. But still, it's going to come into those team fights and be extremely menacing. Going to be able to come in, offload a bunch of damage, take a bunch of damage, and then reset, refill back to full.
Oh, Fang takes a turret shot.
That's not going to bode well, but he is going to have priority. You can look for a recall, get a cull or something if he so chooses.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Zeri is doing very well into Cascada's Yasuo, but here's 665.
Yeah, Dasher will be able to get on over this wall if he so chooses to, and he's actually going to use his flash, and 665 is going to get onto him. There won't be a kill, but certainly a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think that was quite an intelligent flash from Dasher, because he can't flash over that second wall, but he can dash over it.
Yeah.
And he otherwise was just dashing into a Diana, maybe still dying.
Oh, that's a very long-range Zenith Blade found from Orca, and Marble's not really going to take any damage from it. In fact, get himself a couple of those stacks.
Yeah, Orca not even bothering to Q him with the Leona. Yeah, 665 was actually behind the bot lane of SoftBank for a second there, but does finish his recall. So jungler's pretty even.
Yeah, not really any antics out of them.
Yeah.
There's 665 looking for that gank, but it was just him pathing to his bottom side crab, whereas Forest took the top side, so it means everything is going to remain even in terms of that jungle farm. Taco down a little bit of XP top, probably because he went off for a ward.
Yeah, I expect Forest to have more impact in this early game especially, with just how strong of a pick Lilia is, especially in the early game. And Diana takes a little bit more time, is there to facilitate her Yasuo a lot of the time. So Forest has to just have impact on his own with the Lilia. And has a very strong champion to do it with.
Yeah, and do you remember what Kevy's build was on the Diana?
I remember not liking it.
Did he get Proto Belt? Because that's what we know 665 generally goes for.
Yeah, it was like Rocket Belt, Riftmaker, Sonya's, something along those lines.
Yeah, we'll see what 665 goes for. We have seen his Diana before. I don't remember the build path, but it was mostly focused on damage last time he went from it. That is what I do remember.
Yeah, solo AP feels amazing to build damage. Looks like SoftBank might contest this.
Yeah, they're looking like they're trying to come down, and this is something that DCG has been the best at in our league, is just focusing down this first dragon before there's even a spawn of the Void Grubs. Orca getting very low, but he flashes away. And now Forest is going to be taken out at 65, taking up first blood. Dasher sliding on through that wall, but will be losing very, very promptly down the bottom side of the map. And DCG, they strike first.
Yeah, it's a couple sums used by the DCG bot lane, but they're happy to pick up a dragon, and the bonus kill off the end there just looked a bit hesitant from the side of SoftBank. Also, Vista just using his exhaust on the only person with cleanse is bizarre to me. There's actually nothing in this game for Misfortune to cleanse other than the exhaust at this point. The Rel Q just too short of a duration to justify cleansing. And just Forest overextending here, I guess. Exhaust, yeah, on the MF is ridiculous to me. But Forest nicely focused out here, and 2 flashes to follow him from the side of DCG.
Yeah, and DCG, they're going to also be able to pick up these Void Grubs, and something I wanted to add to the back of that team fight was that the bot side of DCG, they lost their sums, but they're going to have them back for the next dragon. The Void Grubs, however, that's on the top side. Kriskada has flash, 665 has flash, Taco has priority in his lane, and Forest lost flash as well as Dash obviously early on in the game, so that means the top side's winning for DCG still after that fight, and they're able to pick up both the dragon and all 3 Void Grubs to start this game off, and they're pretty much starting this game off how they left the season, how they took on PSG and even CFO. Orca getting looked at, but will be completely okay.
Yeah, a couple spells whiffing there from SoftBank. Otherwise, this could be a very chunked Orca. Assuming Marvel is okay in the 1v1 here, this is a nice game state for Smolder. So I don't know if he is okay up against this MF. You can trade very heavily when you've got an item like Vamp Scepter.
Yeah, and Marble opting in to the Mirror Mana build path.
Yeah, lots of different Smolder builds. I don't really know what to make of them. I have liked the Triforce Smolder builds. They've looked quite good on the champion, into things like the Shoja and the Rapid Fire Cannon. You do delay your lifesteal, but it doesn't feel like you overly need it. Feng level 6 now. There is every sum up for the SoftBank bot lane. And you can't really cast your ulti on the Rel. She is a little too mobile with that W, as long as W is up for Vista. Not really at risk of getting stunned and MF ulted.
Yeah, Feng quite happily ahead here in terms of that farm.
Yeah.
15 CS. I mean, you expect the Smolder to be losing, but maybe not as hard as they are right now, and that could just be because of how that mid lane fight went.
God. Yeah, this doesn't help the Smolder CSing either. Bot jungle mid, sorry, here. In the bot lane to zone Smolder away.
Yeah, Kriskada just maintaining priority in that mid lane. Does have 2 people pushing in his lane right now, so we'll have to try and get back there to catch as much of this wave as possible.
Yeah, heavy proxying for now, so just going to be trading farm on these top laners, both weak side warriors.
Yeah, going for a bit of a garage sale build is Evie.
Little misuse of the sweepers there maybe by DCG.
Well, I mean, not really all that much happening. There was obviously that first fight, but DCG get 1 kill and now find themselves up 1.3k gold, which is a pretty reasonable lead considering.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of just have CS advantages across the board, especially in the bot lane, where they've already picked up 2 plates on top of the CS advantage. The Proto Belt picked up just in time for this dragon spawning in 1 minute. 665 is going to be very strong in this next fight. Has his flash as well on the Diana.
Yeah, and Feng now with his sums both coming up. Flash very soon. Orca as well. Won't be too far away. Obviously, this next set of Void Grubs is spawning at the same time, so I think it would be wise by Forest and SoftBank to just try and get the Void Grubs. I think DCG, they should just focus this dragon now. Try and get further ahead as the Smolder is weak, but the flash forward, Lusting Lullaby, Orca probably going to get taken out. Remember, he has no flash available, but it's a wind wall to stop Dasher from doing any damage, and Orca's just running away. The flash forward from Vista, though, should lock down Orca for long enough, and he does! But the 3-man turnaround, and Kriskada's in there! This is who you want to not get gold onto, but Kriskada, he's able to find absolutely everything! Here comes the Void Grubs! Oh my god, there's just so much. 1Q landing, no, I won't even need to. With that flow just going forward, and Feng picks up a solo kill in the bottom lane while all this happens.
Wow, Marvel dies with his flash up in the bot lane. did use his ulti on the wave, it looks like, and this is what we're talking about. 665 always finds these ridiculous angles on the Diana, and the SoftBank comp can't do anything to stop it. They're just damage, essentially. They overchase onto Orca and get destroyed in the fight. It's going to be Void Grubs and Dragon going the way of DCG. And if the plan was to scale for SoftBank, you've got a long way to go now.
Yeah, and I want to see a replay of what happens bot as well. But first of all, I mean, Forest, I like the angle, but so much damage just completely denied by Windwall. Yeah,
they probably had to settle for the flash. And again, it was strange to pick the Zeri into the Yasuo here for this reason. Nice stun from Vista, but no one reacting in time to this engage from 665 on the Diana. And from this point, Cascada is essentially just 1v3 able to kill everyone. Nice flash from Cascada too over the rel Q. So waits for his E to come back up. Scuttle Crab helping him out quite a bit there. Marvel
what happened?
Is almost full HP.
Oh no.
Stands in the MF ult for quite a while. Does he really get flash auto Q? No.
Oh, don't tell me it's a minion.
It's like a
double shot. How does he die from here?
Yeah, this seems so strange. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
MF just does that much damage.
Does she have crit?
No, BT does not have crit on it anymore. Yeah. Those were not crits.
That is ridiculous.
I don't think he even had the Bloodthirster finished on it.
No, there's no way he did.
Wow. Dragon now. For the side of DCG in a commanding position. 6 Void Grubs as well. Means this tower is as good as gone.
Yeah. And I mean, this is just pretty much vintage DCG at this point, based on this split alone marble. Having a flash away from the Leona there. Solar Flare for flash. You'll take that any day of the week for the side of DCG, particularly when no objective truly will be spawning until you get that back.
Yeah, and we talked about the Lilia being strong in the early game. She is a champion that needs leads. She cannot really safely do damage at all. Has to get in there against now things like a fed Yasuo, a pretty strong Renekton, and a fed MF as well. Going to be a difficult game for Forest to navigate, especially anytime his flash is down.
Yeah, Taco's loving this game, though. Not often does he get to play just honorable weak side, although, as I say, that Forest now up here will have Lufting Lullaby available to himself, but Taco just... Damn, Omni Sense really is... I'm more used to him going down there, to be fair.
Yeah, often does die to ganks like that. Does Taco, or at the very least, loses flash. His ultimate just holds on to everything here and is going to be looking strong for this Rift Herald fight. Assuming SoftBank do opt into it. Marvel.
Yeah, I don't know if they can. I mean, they have 2 items online, right? They have Blade the Rune King and the Liandry's there for Forest. But on the other side of the Rift, it's a Blade the Rune King, it's a Black Cleaver, it's everything, really, that you'd ever want. For the side of DCG, as Dasher pops that ultimate and getting aggressive, but DCG, they're going to be here. Nice Q from Evie is... Oh, no. Oh, no! The turnaround! They find Cascada. The Lusting Lullaby can come down to help out Evie, but not before he gets taken out. And now Forest on the top of that team fight just getting absolutely eliminated by the bullet time. Orca stunning up that Lilia and allowing Misfortune to just reign supreme. And as DCG once again, they come out on top. Now, it was a shutdown picked up, but ultimately still another winning fight for DCG.
Yeah, Dasher feels strong there. Has his
Look at the plates.
Blade of the Ruin King finished, yeah. The bot lane just picking up 1,000,000 plates for the side of DCG as we've got a replay of this TP from Evie. They do eventually pick up Cascada, but his shutdown even goes to the rel as Dasher is very strong here, but again does not flash this Diana ulti in time because he gets Renekton stunned, right? That's reasonable. Really decisive from the side of DCG.
Oh!
And yeah, a nice play as well from Orca.
Except for that ult.
Predicting the flash.
Yeah, maybe.
Smolder is dead.
Just one of those moments where he walked out of base, pressed R on the minimap, and hoped someone was standing there. Evie. As well as Forest. Yeah, they should find the kill here. Teleport coming through for Cascada, though, and Fing is going to take tower damage, but now he's healing up. He's got the Bloodthirster. Oh, no. Oh, dear. There is a passage out for Evie, perhaps, but 665's on him. Here comes another tunnel into the ultimate, though, as 665 trying to lock down this Rek'Sai will eventually get himself that kill there with the Q coming through. And I thought for sure Fing was dead, but just somehow DCG right place, right time, teleporting so instantly, helping out their AD carry, and just winning everywhere on the map.
Yeah, and it's a 7.5k gold lead at 15 minutes for DCG right now. They have come out of the gate sprinting in this game. Forrest is just so weak in this game. He can barely kill Feng. They have the tower helping them too, and they don't even manage to get Feng. Maybe Evie had to just commit. Doesn't even have his ulti, so probably can't kill the MF, even if he did commit.
And 665, I mean, looking so good on the Diana.
Yeah, as the Zhonya's finished now, is probably the strongest champion on the map, considering he's got 2 items completed.
Yep. We have Feng approaching his second item, which will be that Infinity Edge. And I mean, look at 665, just going forward into towers.
Yeah, no ult needed. Cascada getting chunked.
Yeah, Cascada not winning the battle with the tower.
Lifesteal's a little bit off the wave there and will be fine to contest this dragon. Not his job to really do all that much on the Yasuo. It's up to 665 to find a nice ulti that Cascada can follow up on. Alongside Feng, also able to follow up on those Diana ultis very well.
Yeah, I think, honestly, this is one of the games where SoftBank probably can just start thinking about the next one.
Yeah, this one's a complete write-off.
Things went wrong really quickly, and ultimately, both drafts, they scale perfectly fine, but they scale as 5v5 team fights. All 5 members of DCG are just stronger than their counterpart right now, so you're never going to be able to look for those 5v5 fights without just getting completely one-shot, and I think, yeah, it's just a bit too hard to come back from this position.
Yeah, there are just so many go buttons on the side of DCG, between the Diana and the Leona, even Taco willing to flash onto people on this Renekton, means that it's just kind of unplayable. You have carries on the side of SoftBank that do not do damage from behind. Lilia, Zeri, Smolder. Maybe Smolder does a bit of damage from behind. He's okay. But the rest of the team is just useless from behind. And they have no tools to really stop these engages. Forrest
trying to find something here onto Orca, but it's just going to be too hard. He's just completely one-shot. Finds a nice ultimate, but no one's there to follow up. And even if they were, it probably doesn't look all that good for the side of SoftBank. And so this Rift Herald will be picked up by DCG, and they will continue on their commanding lead here in game number 1.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, as a Lilia, you need to have a Seeker's Arm Guard or some sort of advantage for yourself. Forrest 0, 5, and 1 so far in this game. Not a hot start for him on what seems to be the most popular jungler on this patch. At least internationally.
Yeah, but you can get away with it against DCG because they don't care about a meta. So it doesn't matter if this is the strongest jungler on the patch because you're not playing against what else is usually played against it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Taco finds himself up a level now. Marble with 116 stacks, gonna get his 117. Now just nowhere near being relevant on the Smolder. Needs to finish his Mirror Mana. Same deal for the Zeri here. And yeah, it's just...
Yeah, I mean, 122 is...
Yeah, and it doesn't really feel like there's a massive way in for SoftBank. They don't have the champions like MF, like Diana, that can find these big ultis. Sure, the Rel and Smolder pair together very well. The Lilia can find some big ultis too, but where's the damage coming from on this comp when you're this far behind?
Yeah, you kind of need that 2-item spike, but as I say that, Forrest is just completely one-shot again. Dash is going to be able to make his way out, but I mean, that is just the 6th death now. Forrest really having a rough one here in game number 1. It does feel like it's just get that reset in for game number 2, right? As the Rift Herald now crashing into that inhibitor tower mid. Will, of course, get the crash. 6 Void Grubs as well means there's so many Void Mites have decided DCG want to just walk up. They don't have access to the Diana ult and Yasuo ult pairing. Solar Flare comes through, forces out the ultimate there of this Leona.
Yeah, and at this rate, DCG are trying to end pre-20 minutes. Will back off after taking an inhib. They have the soul point now, so they can wait for the dragon. They can do the Baron on a whim, really. Extremely fast Baron with the Diana Yasuo. And we're just going to see in the picture-in-picture here how the Lilia has been caught. And you guessed it, Diana Yasuo.
Yeah.
2-man sleep here for Forrest.
Heavy.
Doesn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, the problem is the 2-man sleep is just on a Renekton. And Taco, well, usually at this stage of the game, like this Renekton can take over. He's probably the weakest champ on his team. just because of how much gold has been injected into these carries.
Yeah, might not even have a shutdown flank by Evie, though. Maybe they can get on Cascada here.
Cascada looking for the solo kill. Dasher going to pop that ulti. He does find Evie now. Is down here on top of him, but he's trying to fight back. Cascada trying to look for the 2v1, but Evie going to be able to pull that ult, get that kill for himself.
Yeah, one of the weaknesses of Yasuo. This is a two-man sleep again for Forrest if he wants to pull the trigger, but decides
yeah, but it's
not
just a 4v3, and they're already weaker.
Yeah, that is the weakness of Yasuo. He actually just can't get out of those situations. He pretty much has to fight. So it looks like Cascada's maybe griefing by not running away, but you just can't escape on the champion. Only goes in one direction, does the Yasuo. It's just wherever he has minions.
Yep,
Rabadon's next for 665.
Wow.
Who got the shutdown? I didn't see. Hopefully Dasher.
It was Evie. Evie got it with his ult. Yeah, and then you wish the gold went on to your Zeri, but I think it probably doesn't matter that much, and even maybe having that extra resistance on your tank actually might be better now that you're never winning in the damage, even if the Zeri got that kill right. So having a little bit more durability might actually help, but DCG, they're unfazed. It's 665 right now, soloing this Baron as Feng will go join him, and Evie's going to be able to know this is going on. Thanks to the passive Rek'Sai has available, Vista warding over that wall will find his way in there, but Gemini is not in this game.
Yeah, the Lilia's just straight up not here. So DCG can just finish this.
Yeah, and they've already lost the mid and have soft bank as Taco going to be able to march some minions down that bottom lane, and the rest of DCG, if they so choose, can march down the top, but it looks like right now they're actually playing aggressively here in the mid lane. Marble, 170 stacks. There's a Baron gone down. The Soul is coming up as we speak, and we are still 50 stacks away from hitting that execute point, that ultimate smolder strength, and I don't think we're getting it this game.
Yeah, this might be one of those smolder games where you hit your stacks as your Nexus is exploding. It's going to be Soul picked up, just soloed out by Cascada now. Doesn't have TP to join the fight, so his team have to be careful, especially 665. Should not blow his ulti here. Marble's flash gone. Evie's flash.
Marble loses his flash, but as does Feng. There is the Mountain Soul now coming through, and with that, the Baron, the Void Mites, everything really, as Forrest flashes on in, but he only finds a sleep onto pretty much people that don't matter. Feng able to just walk back, not even close to being in range of anything. 6-5 only finds a 2-man, and it's not a pull trigger there by Cascada, as I'm not even sure really what he's doing. He's just taking out the tower. Dasher finds one kill. Cascada's not found his way into this fight as Orca limping away on the most minute amount of health you've ever seen, and the burn eventually will take him down. When War comes out, Dasher's still trying to play aggressively. It's a 4v3 this time in favor of SoftBank. They do lose that inhibitor tower, but Cascada not able to find his ult in there off the back of that ultimate from 665.
Yeah, and 665 commit his flash for that ulti too, so either Cascada wasn't in range or just decided that was not the go. And yeah, SoftBank pretty impressively hold on to the inhib there. It's a nice play from Forrest, but now he's without flash, and Zhonya's on this Lilia, as against this comp he can only play with his flash, really. And Feng doesn't cleanse here. He could have had a lot more uptime in this fight if he had used his cleanse.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to play it slow, wait for Cascada, and I think Cascada wasn't quite in range.
Yeah.
And so never really had an option to actually get into this fight, as Dasher certainly doing damage on the side.
Yeah, alongside Marble is able to take out Taco, and then Orca bleeds out to the Leandries and Lilia passive. And DCG, I think, more intelligently right now, because they're individually so strong in this game, decide to push several lanes with this Baron. Only 30 seconds left on it, though.
Yeah, 30 seconds left, and not everyone with it. Cascada dies on the top side. Evie, able to get out. Massive ult coming through, though, from 665. There's so many low health bars, and he's going to get taken out eventually as Dasher, who's able to pick that one up. Actually, as Forrest, they got that shutdown. But here comes Cascada. Cascada dashing on forward. He puts up that wind wall. Vista's going to be taken out. It's only Dasher and only Evie left to try and defend this base against 4 members of DCG. Now, Cascada still has ultimate, but he doesn't have a knock-up on his team to set up for himself, so he has to do it some way on his own. But down will go that mid inhib, down will go that top inhib. The bot inhib has minions crashing at it now. Dominus pop from Taco as Evie is just getting taken out like hot knife through butter. This Rek'Sai is just made light work of, and Cascada had to find the knock-up himself, and he's good enough to do so as DCG put their stamp on game number 1.
Yeah, and we really barely got to see a game here out of SoftBank. They just got destroyed from the first minute of that game. Did not even look close. By the end of that game, Feng was just 3 autos to kill that Lilia. Massively fed on the MF that he just straight up found a solo kill on.
Yeah. Yeah, very well played across the Rift. I think obviously it all stemmed, at least in my opinion, from 665 quite literally just strolling through mid lane, getting Dash's flash, and then Cascada was able to have lane priority that entire time because Dasher had to be so scared of possibly getting taken out. It meant that we had roams go down to the bot side where we found play in the jungle. Obviously, we had that big Rift Herald fight that resulted in Cascada and 665 finding a bunch of kills just before the Void Grub. So I think ultimately just the team play coming out of DCG was just superior, at least in game number 1.
Yeah.
Now,